Good afternoon and welcome to Drive Facebook Live. My name is Tony Whistler and I have my good friend Bill Escalillo with me.
Hey
Today's
guys,
show, today's show is going to be a great show. We have my good friend Bob Stout of First
hello.
Auto. Hey, Bob, of First Automotive. Um, Also, just so you know, Bob is also an instructor here at Drive. So he runs his two shops, which he leaves that to his beautiful family, and he works for us. He does instruction, and he's one of my instructors. Hey, Bob, how goes
Yes.
it?
Doing great. Couldn't be better.
Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for coming, Bob. It's great to have you here.
I appreciate the invitation. It's an honor.
It's funny, we were just talking before the show started, and Bob said, well, now that I'm in retirement, I'm working more than I used to because I'm doing Drive Facebook Live and teaching, and so yeah, your life is pretty full at this point, huh?
Oh yeah, you got to have that new game. And I'm enjoying the new game. After
Very
40
cool.
years, I got bored with the old game.
Well, that's how it should be. You naturally go, get the business running, and then you go into stage four, and you leave
Absolutely.
that to the people to run, and you find something else more interesting to do because you've been doing
Yeah.
that gig for 40 years.
We got to invent a new stage, though, like stage 7, stage 8.
Well, tell us what you're thinking. What's on your mind? Like, what are you
The
thinking for stage seven?
Man, stage 7, I would have to say, yeah, everything's totally independent, running. I don't have to be there anymore, which I'm just about there now. I pop in now and every once in a while, like for a couple hours, and they say hi, I say hi. Um, Probably like, I don't know,
Yeah,
being like a main manager for Drive.
yeah. So we call that stage six
Yeah, yeah, being executive
at Drive. Yeah,
at Drive. You
and
got
what
it.
and what you're describing with your shop, we call stage four.
It's
And you are not even in stage four anymore. You're in stage five because
yes,
you're a multi-shop owner.
absolutely.
And so that's stage five. Now, just for everyone who's watching, it doesn't know, stage six is when you've freed up enough time in your life that you have other interests. And one of those interests is to help the industry and to help other shop owners. And when you're connected up with Drive, you'll people who start out in like stage one or stage two, and then they start to evolve and grow. One of the things that happens is they really start to care about their fellow shop owners and the people in the industry, and they really feel like a strong a purpose to help the industry, and that's stage six. So we'll have to do some more like brainstorming on what stage seven might be.
We'll
But
have to figure that out. I don't want to get bored with stage 6.
you'll
Correct.
never get you'll never get bored with stage six, Bob, because
No, no.
you're helping
Stage
other
seven's
people.
maybe something like he actively is on site with a new build out for a shop for somebody who's just
Yes.
getting going and haven't opened up yet. And he actually, he's got his businesses running and he also is helping this guy get his running. I don't know. It's going to be something crazy like that.
Yep, it
Work
has
on
to be.
this. Got to work on it.
So one of the things about again a very stage six type of an activity is that you instruct for Drive. You're one of my favorite instructors.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're really great because you have a sense of humor that I really appreciate. Um, you have a workshop coming up, is that correct? You're going to
Yes,
be
I do.
instructing. Which workshop are you actually delivering?
Expanding your automotive shop. And that could be anything from adding on to your shop or expanding into another new location. So
Right.
I encourage anybody that's like expanding your shop, adding bays, it's kind of similar course to join on in. Or if you're going to be like a new location, I mean, it's kind of cool, guys, because when this course was first launched, I was already in the process of opening a new location. Um, so there was some knee scrubbing and things. So I wish this class was already there before I actually opened up a new location. So highly valuable, highly, highly valuable. I encourage anybody on right now listening, if you're going to be doing something like that, join in.
Yeah, and
That's
that's part of the reason why I really wanted you to do this workshop because
Mhm.
Um, you had a lot to do with confirming some of the material because you lived it. And
Yes.
also, you've just added your new location recently. Um, and so it's really fresh in your mind. We do have some clients who are multi-shop owners, but they may have been that way for years,
Years.
and the actual process is kind of way back in their memory. Now they're just establishing those multi shops, but they don't quite remember the process that they had to go through to get them into place. You were like fresh off doing it. I watched you do it. I thought you did it in one of the most efficient and quickest ways I've ever seen anyone move from one to two. You want to tell us about that experience? Because just from an outsider looking in, I thought it was pretty amazing how quickly you went from not having a shop to having basically stage four. You're in
Sure.
stage four with the shop. So tell us about how that process went.
Well, we don't have enough time in this in this
Oh,
program
yes,
to
we
go
do.
too deep into it.
Yes, we
Um,
do.
yeah, well, I can kind of tell you. I mean, this kind of revolves around the class I just finished. Succession and exit planning. Because originally, my son was coming into the business. He was going to be our original exit plan. My wife and I were ready to, you know, sell the business. Keep the shop, head into the sunset, head down to Florida, wherever we were going to go. Um, so he ended up going down to Florida, got a job at a Rolls Royce dealership down there, got a heck of an education, which I didn't have to pay for. So with that being said, my wife and I were like, well, what are we going to do? Then my two daughters approached us, both in the corporate world, didn't like the corporate world, wanted to circle back into a family business. So they said, Mom, Dad, we want the business. And we're like, okay, here we go. This is a new path for what we're going to do. So we had to redesign our whole path, which is in the other class. So we decided, well, you know what? We're going to have to expand because years ago I was told by a very successful shop owner of like, hey, 39 locations now, that if you do not expand, eventually your expenses are going to eat you alive. So with that being said, family members coming in, the well's only so deep, we decided to expand into a new location. And it happened to be a location my wife and I would continually drive by, and I'm like, boy, is that a nice shop. I like to own that shop someday, even at 63 years old. So moving forward, I found out the shop was up for sale. We moved on it. You don't drag your feet, you move on it, you start your negotiations, start working your deals, and here we are. And the simplicity of it for the second location was being in stage 4 at our original location. We mirrored everything that we had in place at our original location into the second location. So we've had everything in writing, the documentation, our policies, procedures, everything just crossed over right into the new location. Therefore, then we started hiring staff. We started with a low amount of staff to get going, to get things ramped up. Because basically, Tony and Bill, we bought the brick and mortar. There was an existing business there, if you want to call it that. So we carried our brand forward. We're about 45, 50 minutes away from our original location. So we carried our branding over, got with Drive. We built another website. So we have two websites running. Same brand, same colors, same consistency, just everything rolls over. That was a successful action from our original location. Then came the training part. And I got to say this, when we were all together as a family deciding to do this, there was some nervousness, because they were leaving corporate America, this, that, and the other thing. And the first thing I wish I know they're probably watching right now, but if they could speak up, the first thing I said is, you know what, we're going to be successful because we have a huge team behind us, and that's Drive. So that really made things work out. And I'm very proud to say that, I mean, our original goal for the year was set at this new location, heading totally different demographics, everything. So our goal was 700,000 for the year. And that's starting from day one with no business coming through the door. And we're now looking at possibly 1 million or better for the year.
For
I
the
mean,
new location.
a new location.
Very
That's awesome.
nice.
This
Yes.
is
And that's from mirroring what we did being stage 4 at the original location.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now what I want to say about that is I want to say that that's a phenomenal story. But also a lot of shops will jump at the chance to open up a second location before they're truly in stage four. And, but like, it makes it very challenging because you're still not fully established with your first business. And now you've just inherited all the same headaches and problems that you have by not being in stage four
Yes.
with both locations. And the fact that you were fully in stage four, so you decided, so when you purchased, now did you purchase or you leasing the location?
Purchase. But what
So
we did, Tony, we negotiated 3-year owner finance. So we didn't have to go right to the bank. We didn't have to secure a bunch of things. And basically, the owner's holding the note, but he's financing us for 3 years and we have a balloon. So it gives us enough time to build our reserve. So when we go to the bank, the value of the property will be down less because we already paid into it and we're ready to rock and roll.
very nice. So now from the time that you signed and got the actual location to where you're at now, how long was that? Was it like 10 years, 5 years? Like I know it wasn't. I'm saying that because I know a lot of people out there are thinking it. So how long was it?
Week was our 1 year anniversary.
1 year.
1 year.
So, and what would you say is the stage that you're in now with that location? Would you
Right now we're 3 leading into stage 4.
right.
Because my
Now,
daughter Kayla and my son Mitch run that location, and they're currently go through the master's program with Drive.
right. So now let's talk a little bit about the masters because your first location, you do have masters. Are you tell me what your exact certification is. Is it Master of Shop Management or is it Master Elite or Master Elite to Sustain? I can't remember.
Our master shop management. My daughter Amber, that's running that location. They're hopefully by the 26 Expo, she'll be Master Elite,
Nice. And
and
so go on.
Good for
and
her.
this new location will be Master then.
So you're going for the next expo to where the first location will be Master Elite and the second location will make it to Master,
Yes,
and you'll both locations will be in full stage four.
full stage 4.
Right.
Speaking of your daughter, there's a name you may be familiar with. There's a Caleb Burris that's watching that says, "Hi, Dad." You may
Yeah.
recognize that name a little bit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. 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 Yep.
Yep.
I mean, I guess theoretically you can say the new location is stage 4 because I like this week I'm straight up. I put probably about 3 or 4 hours in, and that was just
Yeah,
kind of
but
like
that's only because you
hanging
want
out.
to. Well,
Well,
let's
that's
be
totally it.
honest.
Only
You
because I want to.
you didn't have to be there if you
No,
didn't want to, right?
no, they don't
Okay.
want me there. They
Exactly.
Go figure, right?
I
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they're happy to see me, but they don't need me there. And a lot of that's my son, because he'll come to me for advice, and I'll say, "Well, do you want?" He goes, "No, Dad, I got it." He goes, "You got to understand, we're keeping you out of the shop. We got
There you
this,"
go.
and that's
Mitch
all I
is
ever hear
watching
from him.
also. Mitch is
Oh, is he?
watching as well. So say hi to
Yeah.
your son.
Hi, Mitchell. Hi, Amber. I'm very blessed with my children. Very, very blessed.
Well,
I got
I'm
a
glad to
great
see you,
wife to
Dad, but
support
we're
everything.
happier when you're leaving.
Yeah,
Right.
they're very, yeah. Come back again, Dad, when you can't stay so long.
I've had the pleasure to meet up all three of them, and they're all three just stellar human beings. And so you did a pretty good job there too, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
And honestly, they want to go into another shop. So
good for them.
that's when I said, have at it. You
Yep,
got the tools. They got the toolbox. So
yep, that's awesome. So now, what? So 1 year now. Do you think if a person were to take your workshop that they could pull that off, or is it just because you're a miracle worker? What do you
I,
think?
I am not a miracle worker. Everything came from Tony. Everything came from hard work and knowledge. I do believe if they take the workshop, and I'm going to tell people that just to join the workshop, that you're going to learn a lot from it because this was a startup workshop, and I'm the one instructing it, and it's all fresh in my mind. I've been through it all, and I got to tell you, everything in this class is spot on with what you need to know to move forward into a second location. I mean, it's really spot on, very well designed workshop.
Very cool. Very good to hear. I really appreciate that. You got any questions for him, Bill?
Yeah, actually, you know, for some of the people watching, because you know how it is when you're an owner and you're active in your shop, trying to plan your day. You know, what kind of workshop is that? Is that action coaching or is it master so they know the amount of time?
So the master class,
Okay,
it's a
gotcha.
2 day, it's a 2 day course.
Okay.
So it's not one of the 5 day, it's a 2 day. And we get a lot of good information in within 2 days. I mean, it helps us. I mean, it goes as far as leasing too. If you want to, lease another location. We talk about the EPA with zoning and, the
Oh, wow.
test ground testing for soil samples. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
here's a good example of the class. And a lot of folks don't know this, that if you buy a corner that was a gas station like 100 years ago and nothing was ever tested on a soil, but a bank was there, you buy the property, you tear the bank down, you want to put a shop up, that soil has to be tested for phasing. So they do phase 1, phase 2 testing to make sure that soil's clean. Otherwise, if you don't get that certificate, which is a piece of gold in your hand, you cannot build on that property. A bank won't finance you. They're going to snub their nose and walk away. That's the valuable information in this class that you have to know before you buy it. Zoning, you got to make sure you're zoned properly before you make this deal, that the zoning hasn't changed, so
Hmm.
there's a lot of things you got to be careful of.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I had a client in Dallas that literally the shop was built across two separate lots, and he
Oh,
and the original owner ran it for years and years and years because he didn't have to do anything. But when it came time to sell, he sold it to his service advisor, and his service advisor was now owned it. He ran into a lot of issues when he was trying to retain ownership or to get all his ducks in a row to own the
Sure.
property because it was literally, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how does that happen, but the actual structure was built across two separate lots. Bizarre.
Wow.
Very weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is a crazy thing.
That's
But boy, oh
crazy.
boy, that it is. But it was really wild. Looks like Jonathan Turner's watching, so say hi to Jonathan, everybody.
Hi,
He's
hey,
a
Jonathan.
Jonathan. Thanks for
he's
joining
he's
us.
he's a loyal viewer. Dennis Goodhue is watching, so that's great. He's also watches regularly. I always love to talk to Dennis and Jonathan. Those guys are great. Now might be a good time to take a commercial break. Bill, you wanna take a little break?
Absolutely. You know, next week we're going to have a really great woman on. Her name's going to be Jasmine Acuna of Acuna Total Car Care. She's over in Nevada. We were just there, about a month ago, you know, 6 weeks ago. And she's going to go over how she's got her business. Her business is thriving. She's doing a great job with teamwork, customer trust, customer handling. So it'll definitely be an episode that you guys don't want to miss out there.
Very cool. Very good. All righty. And then, of course, again, we want to make sure everyone knows that we'll be doing Expanding Your Shop, the Master Workshop. It's a 2-day class, about 6 hours in total. It'll be on November 11th and November 13th, and that'll be instructed by our good friend Bob right here. That's what we're talking about today. Also, I wanted to talk a little bit about the host program. Now, you're a host, right? Right?
Sam.
Yeah. So, can you tell us a little bit about how that whole thing kind of evolved?
Yeah, basically what the host program is as a shop owner, and your stage 4 or any other stage, you dedicate and donate time to fellow shop owners to help them along. You mentor, um, being on Facebook Live as part of the host program, because this is all about helping other shop owners. So the host program was designed for that reason, and it's great because I mean I remember Tony and Bill when I went to the first seminar in Pittsburgh years ago, sitting in the back of the room going, and they have a master panel up there, and you're like, how did they do this? I mean, how did they get to that point? I can never do that. I'll never be there. And here I am right now. And it was nice because through all that time, I leaned on other shop owners to help us through. So this host program was designed for that, and shop owners can get credit for it. You can get credit for it for different steps of the program. So it's a great thing to have. Fantastic.
That's awesome. And that's helping others succeed today.
Exactly. Helping others to succeed.
Yep. And
And we all
uh,
want to succeed. We want every one of our clients to succeed.
right. And that is that is the one thing I've really appreciated about Drive is that everybody that works here wants that, and all of the clients obviously want it for themselves. But it's not just that they want it for themselves. I've seen organizations and things where there's a bunch of clients and they all are very individually desiring to have success, but our clients are much more in tune and connected to the other clients.
Sure.
They're operating at a little higher
Yeah.
level than just caring about their own success, although that's important too. We want to, you don't let that go, but it's not just, hey, I don't all I care about is if I make my money. That's not the mentality here. The
No.
mentality here is incredibly open, and there's something very I think powerful in the
Yes.
fact that we have a group of clients who all care about each other and
Yes.
want to help each other. And that's where the host program, we've just taken the program and we've codified a way to use that energy because that energy is real and it's not something that's manufactured. It's legitimately just a natural outgrowth of our program that all these clients want to help each other. And we knew that we needed to figure out a way to allow them to have the power to do that. And so
Yes.
it's just a system. We just put together a program that allows for them to do what they naturally want to do anyway, which is why our expos are so much fun and why, being in workshops is so great because that peer to peer, like as an instructor, you've been instructing for Drive for a while now.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about like that interchange that happens inside the workshop between the actual attendees? While I mean, obviously you're instructing, you're delivering the material,
Yes.
but what happens within the actual attendees themselves? You have anything on that?
Well, as a shop owner, that's been through the same, shop owners share a lot of things. Okay. We share a lot of woes. We share a lot of, raising the bar for each other. I mean, there's a lot of things that we share. So when you're actually a shop owner doing instruction for another shop owner and you want them to succeed, when they start asking you questions and you actually have the answers for them, I mean, it's just so enlightening. And I think that's what I really enjoy about being an instructor is totally helping fellow shop owners because we do. We share so many different things in common. Like I said, sitting in the back of the room going, how can I ever be up there, And
Hmm.
it happens. And when I know it happened for me, I know I can help others get up there too. And that's the goal. We want everyone to be successful and make a good living. You want their team members to make a good living. It's like 360 degrees of like heartwarming service. And if I may say this, when I joined Drive, a lot of times as a client, you're thinking like these companies, they just want to take your money. Okay. When I joined Drive and I sat in the meetings and I listened to management, I listened to Mr. Kilpatrick. I mean, it's heartwarming because everything is about the client succeeding. It's not about the drive. It's about helping others succeed. And it's just like it was just like an aha eye opener. Like I am so proud and honored to be part of this because it's just very enlightening for me. Very proud to
That's
be part of Drive.
that's wonderful,
Thank you.
wonderful. Now, I had a question also about the fact that you're running two shops now. There's a lot of things that can appear or seem to be troublesome about having two shops. And I've had a lot of clients who do have those troubles. But one of the things I noticed about once you had the second shop up and running is there's a lot of things that actually became more beneficial. And
Oh
and
yeah.
one of the things that I noticed was the fact that you have like cross training and like you
Yes.
and so talk about how you've set up because we always teach at Drive that if you're going to run a shop, you got to have employees that are trained.
Yes. Yes.
What I think it
And
might have been,
trainable.
And
yeah,
trainable.
but
Yes.
you got to
Yes.
have that in
Yes.
place. It's like, and then I've actually seen clients who would say, well, if I train them, and what's going to happen if I put all this investment into training them and then they leave? And the answer we always say is, well, what's going to happen if you don't train them and they stick around?
Yes.
So, you know, the-
It's kind of
so
like marketing. You can't afford not to.
right,
It's like
yeah.
hiring good people. You can't afford not to.
Yeah. So tell us about how having both shops now actually builds that synergy of making training better, or what do you have going in that regard?
yeah. So with our service writers, obviously the new locations, 2 new service writers. Okay. So when we hire in a new service writer, we do cross train. So we'll take one and move up with, because our first location, I got 2 superstars up there. The one, when we opened up our second location, he got promoted to general manager. So with that being said, I mean, they're both stars. Both of them have over 20 years worth of experience. And
You can give them a shout out if you want. I mean, maybe they don't want to be famous, but if you want to throw out some names, I'm
Amy and
happy.
Rick, we love you. We
There,
greatly appreciate you
there it
from the
is.
heart. Yeah, so with that being said, I mean, we cross train. So we'll send a new service writer. I mean, they're all going through Drive, but we'll send them up with an experienced service writer so they know how to do proper estimating. They know how to handle the phones. I mean, we have phone scripts that we put, because like I said, we mirrored everything from one shop to the other. So the policies and procedures and the steps are all there. But it's the interaction with professionals that make a huge difference. We are currently recruiting for a master tech for our new location. Okay. So with that being said, I was just in our original location. I have a 25 year master tech there. This Mike Barron, the guy's just brilliant with diagnostics. So I had him write down, what do you want to see as far as a master tech in our new location? He wrote down everything that he would expect to see: professionalism, quality work, everything that I vision, he visioned. So I go, Mike, I said, would you mind? And he even suggested it. If we look at this gentleman and if he's interested in being a master tech for us and be part of the team, could he work with you and you evaluate him for me, kind of like a working interview? And he said, absolutely. So we do a lot of cross training that way. I've got a gal that works for us in our original location. This girl's phenomenal. Faith, if you're listening, watching, we love you. She wants to learn how to rebuild transmissions. So our second location now was originally a transmission rebuilding shop. The original tech there stayed on. He's a 40-some year drivetrain master technician, specializes in drivetrain. So we want to bring her up there when the time's right and train her on how to rebuild transmissions. So we have such a broad band of professional skill, craftsmanship within our 2 shops that we share information that way, we share training that way. My son Mitch, okay, he just did a PowerPoint that blew me away. I thought it was something that you would, so professional. It'd be like something Drive would create. He created this PowerPoint on how to use the DVI system. So next week he's doing a PowerPoint meeting on the proper way to operate DVI. So I mean, training wise, I mean, we focus down on training because that's what's going to make your shop go into stage 4 and higher. You got to
And
train and you have to empower. You trust, you empower, and your shop will run and you don't have to be there. That's when your eyes open, like, I don't got to be there. This is great.
awesome.
That's
Yeah,
when you
you're,
want to hug and love them all.
I get it. So you were going to say something, Bill? Oh, okay. So yeah, again, it sounds like you have the training side totally dialed in. I'm
Yeah.
so excited to hear about that. Now, I think when I was making my rounds in our master workshops this week, I saw you in a workshop and you weren't instructing. You were actually there as a client and as an attendee. And I'm trying to remember which workshop that was. You were,
Popped in and controlling the front because my daughter Kayla was in it.
oh, okay.
So I
So,
just popped in to say hi.
Got to keep an
yeah,
eye on her, right?
Yeah, I gotta make sure she's in a class.
make sure she's there. So,
It's like digressing,
You got it.
back in high
and
school.
yep, and that one, it was good to see you in there. That's the other thing I really appreciate about our instructors who are drive clients. They still value their own education and their own
Yes.
getting into workshops. And the controlling the front workshop, that's what we called it for years and years and years. It's been rebranded recently to master and control the front of your shop. The reason we did that is because we combined the two verticals. So now if you're a collision shop, you'll take it at the same time as the general repair guys, and that's the only reason. But it's the same class, but it's just master and control the front of your
Sure.
shop.
And if I
And
might, go ahead. I'm
yeah,
sorry, Tony.
no, 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 no. This is your show, my friend.
If I might say that I've expressed this in the past, but I'm very honored to work with the best. I consider these other instructors, they're the best of the best. I mean, I've learned a lot from them. And that's why it's valuable. I mean, now we're starting the instructor, accelerated classes. So we're going to be training each other, like cross training one another. So it's a great thing. And I'm very honored to be with who I'm with.
That's
And Tony,
awesome.
you've put it together. It's you.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. Well, it looks like we are already up against it. We're a minute over,
No, let's
but
go
that's
another
the,
hour.
yeah, we could, that is
These are
my
the
point
best
of like,
kinds of shows, though, Tony.
oh,
Honestly,
I'm
it's great, you
absolutely,
know. Oh
that's
yeah.
absolutely. All right. So thank you, Bob, for being on the show
Thank
today. It's
you.
always a pleasure. This is officially the end of the show for this week. I want to just say to everybody, we will see you at Drive Facebook Live next Friday, and have a great week.
Thanks.